Yo guys, Jonathan here. Quick impressions on the OnePlus 6T. It is a beautiful, beautiful phone. I think that water drop notch is something we've all been looking forward to. The display is really good and the price is kind of crazy when you compare it to other phones out there, and that in-display fingerprint reader. It's not like amazing, but it's really good to the point where I have no problem using it as my main source of unlocking the phone. That's not why we're here though. Today, we're revealing the results of that blind test stacking up the OnePlus 6T against the Google Pixel 3, the Galaxy Note 9, and the iPhone XS Max. Now before I reveal those results, I don't think OnePlus expected to be the best in these tests. It was more so like, hey, our phone is cheaper, but you'd be surprised at how well we could hang with the big boys, and I don't think they're wrong. They didn't ask to see the photos or approve them. It kind of just said, take the phone, do what you do, take some pictures, and then let the internet decide. With that said though, here are the results. Drum roll. A is the Google Pixel 3. B is the, I'm kidding, it is the OnePlus 6T. C is the Galaxy Note 9, and D is the iPhone XS Max. So this first shot here, I think really when it comes down to it, you are picking hairs. All of them did a really, really good job. Maybe the Galaxy Note 9 with those Samsung saturated colors makes it a little more appealing, but really all three of them outside of the Google Pixel 3, I think expose these properly. This next shot here, the Red Hydrogen Media Machine Medallion, or whatever you want to call this, and that's a different phone and a different conversation for a different day, but as far as this one, again, I think you are splitting hairs. The only one that really stands out to me is the Galaxy Note 9. I think kind of overexposes this shot, because if you look at the others, especially on the iPhone and both the OnePlus 6T, you can see the detail of the actual table itself is lost with the Note 9. So this next shot here with that plant, if we're looking just at the leaves, I think the Galaxy Note 9 looks best, but if we're talking like both the plant and the exposure of the window, I think the Google Pixel 3 does the better job. This next shot of me here, I think I prefer the iPhone the most. The HDR here is really kicking in with the sky, the exposure, the overall balance. The Pixel 3 to me here is a little underexposed. The OnePlus 6T looks great, as well as the Note 9. And it's a situation where, again, if I had any of these pictures, I would not be disappointed. So for this building shot, I would definitely say the iPhone is the warmest out of the bunch, with the Pixel hands down taking the sharpness. I think the Note 9 is probably the most balanced in terms of what that actually looked like in real life, but again, it kind of showcases that OnePlus 6T is hanging in there really well. Next, we got that classic flower shot, and for this I'm gonna roll with the iPhone as my favorite here. The Pixel does a really good job, but if you look at the background, it's a little overexposed. The OnePlus 6T here is actually not that bad, and while it's not the best, I do think it actually is better than the Pixel 3 on this shot. Next, for the shot of my boy Ken, I think the iPhone does the better background blur here, but that Pixel 3, it's just like that classic Pixel portrait shot. I think the overall separation from the foreground to the background is the best. Next from there, the double selfie, once again, with Ken. I actually think I prefer the Note 9 here in this case. The Pixel 3 is sharp, but it's a little underexposed. The iPhone kind of came out a little bit grainy, and while I think the OnePlus 6T did a really good job, it's just a little overexposed. Next from there, with that front-facing portrait selfie, I think by default, a lot of people are going to like the sharpness of the Pixel 3. If you look closely, I don't think it does a perfect job with the edges of my hair, and if we're talking like actual true colors, I like the iPhone better. Next for this landscape shot, I think it's pretty much a toss-up between the Pixel 3 and iPhone XS Max. The OnePlus 6T is solid, just a little underexposed, but once again, it kind of showcases that, hey, even though this phone is way cheaper, it is not that far behind. Next for this front-facing portrait selfie off the rooftop, I think I prefer the Google Pixel 3, followed by the OnePlus 6T, and then from there, both the Note 9 and the iPhone XS Max in here are kind of eh. Next from there, with this nighttime shot, I think the Google Pixel 3 did the best job, but I was really surprised with the OnePlus 6T, like I didn't think it would be this close at all. Next for this pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes, honestly man, it is really close. I will say the Pixel 3 and OnePlus 6T are close in terms of color, whereas the Note 9 and iPhone are definitely the warmer out of the bunch. For this next shot here, I definitely prefer the iPhone XS Max. If you look at the sky with the shadows and the detail, overall it is the best balanced image. Next from there, with Mr. Pumpkin, it is kind of scary how close the Pixel 3 and OnePlus 6T are. The Note 9 is definitely a little overexposed out of the bunch, with the iPhone definitely have the warmest image out of all four. Next from there, hopping over to Mr. Pumpkin Spider. That is one unique looking thing. I think the Pixel 3 and Note 9 did the best job, but again, I think we're all gonna be surprised with how well the OnePlus 6T kept up. For this starry, purpley, mesmerizing look shot, honestly, I think I prefer the OnePlus 6T out of all these images. The Note 9 is definitely overexposed, whereas the OnePlus 6T really kind of nailed it here. Next from there, we got that nighttime portrait selfie, and I think if the iPhone didn't have that noise reduction skin smoothing effect look, I would prefer this the best. Those bokeh balls are beautiful, but because it does have that noise reduction, it looks a little unnatural here, so I'm going to go with the Pixel 3 and then that's gonna be followed by the OnePlus 6T with the Note 9 coming in last. Like, that's a mess. So that is the blind test. Hopefully you guys had some fun. And again, I don't think OnePlus intended or expected to be the best. I think they wanted to showcase that, hey, our phone is a lot cheaper, but we can definitely hang with all the flagships out there. With that said though, drop a like if you agree. We are in an amazing times in terms of smartphone tech right now, where it pretty much doesn't matter which phone you have, you're going to get a really solid camera unless you bought the Razer Phone 2. The full detailed in-depth OnePlus 6T review is coming very soon, so definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. And again, I am giving away 2 brand new iPhone XRs, link up here or down below. This is Jonathan, and I will catch you guys later.